On top inside Edo today. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki and Inspector General of Police don assure ogbonge security Agbadu community-oriented policing to fight all the katakata wey dey shele for the state. Obaseki and the Inspector General of Police Adamu Mohammed don assure Edo pipo of the next level of security and beg the pipo say make dem collabo with the security agencies dem to fight yamayama, kiki and thief for the state.
Your Excellency, we are all aware of what happened in this country in the name of NSAS protests. A lot of states were kind of engaged or involved in these NSAS protests, which started peacefully. And because they stayed too much on the street, it turned out to be violent as a result of infiltration of hoodlums into their ranks. And that led to destruction of lives and property, not only in Edo State, but about 13 other states. In the country, about 14 states were affected. And the situation in Edo State is such that some police stations were burned, prison correctional service was broken into, and that some police officers were injured. That has dampened the morale of our officers to come out and do their jobs because they felt that members of the public that should have cooperated and worked with them to prevent all these attacks were not there. So I came and visited the scene. I saw the level of destruction, and visited an officer who is injured. Is in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. And we also went to the correctional center and saw how the inmates escaped from that place. Now, as police officers, we know that we are specially trained to deal with unrest, to deal with civil disorder. And what happened the day our police stations were attacked, our officers were attacked, will not dampen our morale. It will not make us to shy away from our responsibilities. It has even gingered us to seek cooperation from members of the public so that we can occupy the public space instead of leaving it to criminals. I came to boost the morale of the officers and to tell them that everybody is behind them. The government is behind them at the highest level. Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari has made a public speech in support of men and women of the Nigeria police who are doing a fantastic job in protecting lives and property. And also some of you, the state governors, especially in Edo, when I came, I was briefed by the CP of the tour you took around the police stations and including the police headquarters, and you spoke with the officers to boost their morale, and the burden that you've taken in terms of trying to bring policing back to the street, in terms of taking care of the places that were destroyed and even putting up the bill of the officers that were injured. So on that, we thank you most sincerely. We appreciate that support. That is what we need at this time. We must work together. That's why the government has come up with this community policing initiative. We cannot operate without the community. We must partner with the community. The report we got during our tour was that the people that came to attack the police station, they were coming in multitudes. And you can see the number of policemen in each police station could not contain them. And that our officers show maximum restraint in dealing with the situation. We showed maximum restraint in the sense that we never wanted our lives to be lost. And with that, I think all over the world, everybody has attested to the professionalism of the members of the Nigeria police. So we are calling on the government and people of Edo State to continue to partner with the police. Our initiative on community policing is up and doing. I think by next week we should be able to pass out the community policing officers that we've trained. And I know Edo State is part of the beneficiaries, so that within the community, if we know everybody and everybody knows us, this kind of activity will not take place. This kind of attacks will not take place. Because even if strangers are coming to a community to attack, the community policing officers and the stakeholders within the community will rise and say, no, we don't accept that. They will protect their own community. Because you can never police a community without having the buy-in of that community. Because if you compare the number of police officers in this country or any other country with the population are more in number. So if you have multitude coming to attack you, it's a problem. But within your own small locality, when you cooperate and partner with members of the community, the youth and the elders will come out and protect their own community. And this is the kind of partnership that we think we should encourage, we think we should implement. So once again, thank you very much for receiving me.
Governor Godwin Obaseki come give ogbonge salute to the IGP for the visit to the state to see for himself over the katakata wey shele for police facilities dem during the EndSARS matter. Come talk say the state government go continue to collaborate with the police to do their work wey be to protect lives and property. The oga kpatakpata of police Adamu Mohammed come talk say im dey call on the government and people of Edo State to continue to collaborate with the police wey go help for policing the community.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome home the Inspector General of Police, our own Adamu Mohammed. Sir, I want to thank you very, very much. First for, like I said, conducting one of the most credible and peaceful elections by providing the security that was required to have a proper an election which has been adjudged to be free and fair. You all recall the threats, the scare that the country witnessed ahead of that election. And we thank God and thank you for the wisdom He gave to you and members of the other security services to conduct a peaceful election in Edo State. It is unfortunate that the EndSARS protests degenerated to the extent it did. Unfortunately for us in Edo State, we believe that what happened here was beyond EndSARS protests. You could tell from the inspections you have conducted today that the EndSARS protests had nothing to do with the breaking into our correctional centers. Because once the hoodlums took over, those facilities were the first they went for, before they even started this looting spree across the city. For us, we want to appeal that those break-ins should be thoroughly investigated. I'm sure you're picking up very vital information because we still have so many of those inmates at large, and we don't want them to spend Christmas with us in the city. We want you to help us arrest them and get them back into where they escaped from. We are concerned, and I've expressed this concern to the Commissioner of Police. We have enough intelligence on some of the ringleaders who attacked your facilities in some parts of this town. And we would not like them to go unpunished. Because if we do not show deterrence, then this sort of occurrences are likely to happen again. We cannot, like you said, submit to criminals and criminality in our land. As you know, the people who organized the NSAS protests, I'm not sure this was their intention. And for those criminals who took over in the name of NSAS protests, I just don't think that we should let them go free, particularly in Edo State. We want to assure you that we see the police as our friend, and that is why 2 days ago we, working with your Commissioner of Police, met with all your divisional officers and all the area commanders and the members of the senior management of the Edo Command to do exactly what you've come to do with them, to help boost their morale, assure them that the people of Edo love and respect the officers and men of the police, and we will continue to support them. And that, yes, no system is perfect, but that should not downplay the importance and role and sacrifice which your men continue to render to us and to our state. I understand very clearly your logic and rationale for community policing, and we will continue to work with you because that is the way to go. Policing should be owned by the community. Policing should be driven by intelligence gathering, and policing must be actively supported by those who are beneficiaries from, the action from policing. So we are very clear about your direction, and we want to assure you that in Edo State, and as long as I remain governor, we will continue to support the police.
Some ogbonge person wey tanda for this meeting na Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honourable Comrade Philip Shaibu, AIG Zone 7 Abuja Hassan Kama, Edo State Commissioner of Police Johnson Kokumo, and others. Dis na the ogbonge informate wey we carry come give una on top Inside Edo today, as Godwin Obaseki and Inspector General of Police don collabo to assure ogbonge security and gbadu community-oriented policing to fight all the katakata wey dey shele for the state. My name na Obaseki Enaholo from Benin.